Okay, so when you hear the word hell, what pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably eternal fire, maybe some kind of devil figure making the final call. But what if hell wasn't a place you're sent to, but a state of mind you actually create? Today, we're diving into a perspective from Buddhist teachings that just might reframe everything you thought you knew about damnation, judgment, and what really sends you there.
So let's start with the one question that totally unlocks this whole idea. What if the ruler of hell was absolutely terrified of ending up there himself? I know, it sounds like a riddle, but trust me, it's the key to understanding how this whole system is meant to work.
All right, first things first. The biggest, most fundamental idea we have to get our heads around is that in this view, hell is not a permanent address. We have to completely reset our expectations of what it means to be damned.
And wow, the difference is night and day. On one side, you've got this idea of a one-way ticket to eternal punishment, game over. But here, hell is framed as a temporary state. Now, don't get me wrong, it's an incredibly long and unimaginably painful stop, but it's just one part of a much, much bigger cycle. You can eventually leave, but, and this is the kicker, you can also end up right back there.
So if there's no final judgment, who's overseeing all this? Well, let's meet the administrator, a figure named Yamasara. And as you're about to see, he's less of a demon king and, well, more of a cosmic bureaucrat.
See, Yamasa's job isn't to condemn you with fire and fury. His role is purely procedural. He's just there to confirm whether you paid attention to what are called the 5 messengers. These are universal warnings that life basically hands to every single one of us.
And here they are, the big questions. It's basically a checklist of awareness. Hey, did you ever see an old person? A sick person? Did you notice people facing the consequences of their actions? Did you ever encounter death? And after seeing all that, did you, try to do some good in the world? It's not about judging your soul. It's about checking if you were paying attention to life's most obvious lessons.
So what happens if you just didn't notice, if you didn't act on what you saw? Yamasa doesn't get angry. He doesn't read out some sentence. He just falls silent. And in that heavy, profound silence, the guardians of hell know exactly what to do. The process begins not because of a damning verdict, but because of the absence of one.
And this brings us to what is, for me, the most mind-bending part of this whole thing, the judge's fear. Because this is where we learn the truth about Yamasa. He's not some all-powerful, enlightened god. Not even close.
Here's the twist. Yamasa is caught in the exact same cycle as everyone else. He's not immune to any of it. He gets old, he can get sick, and one day he will die. And because of that, he lives with this deep, secret fear that one day he could fail the test and become a prisoner in the very realm that he administers. This tells you everything about his inner world. According to the source material, the Buddha once revealed Yamasa's secret wish, his deepest prayer. He doesn't wish for more power. He wishes to be reborn as a human, to get the chance to meet a Buddha, to finally understand the Dharma, the truth of how things are, and escape the cycle himself. The judge wants out. Okay, so this brings up a huge question. If the administrator of hell is just another being trapped in the system, and he has no ultimate power to judge, then what's really in control here? What actually decides our fate?
This question forces us to stop looking for some external judge and start looking at an internal mechanism. The answer isn't a who, it's a what. It's a law of nature, something as fundamental and impartial as gravity.
The deciding factor is karma, and not as some kind of cosmic scoreboard, but as a direct law of cause and effect. Every physical thing you do, every word you say, and this is the most important part, every single thought you have sets a cause into motion. You are the one steering your own ship moment by moment by moment.
But we can actually go one level deeper. If our actions are the vehicle that moves us through this cycle, then what's the fuel? What's powering this relentless engine of rebirth, life after life?
This was a question once put directly to the Buddha. When the physical body is gone, what is the driving force that propels a being into a whole new existence? What's the engine of it all?
His answer was a single, incredibly powerful word in the ancient Pali language.
Tenha. This word is usually translated as craving or thirst or this deep, burning desire. It's that unquenchable thirst for experience, the constant grasping for what feels good, and the desperate pushing away of what feels bad. This, according to the teachings, is the fundamental energy that powers the entire engine, launching us from one life straight into the next. And that really just leaves us with one final question to think about. In this system, there's no eternal judge, just a temporary administrator who also wants to be free. There's only this impartial law of cause and effect, and it's all being fueled by a fundamental thirst. So the ultimate question isn't about how to please some judge or avoid punishment. It's about understanding our own minds. If craving is the engine, what's driving you?